What up, y'all? It's the homie Dame, and this is the Homie Talks, the segment on my channel where I ramble on about whatever topic is on my mind, usually related to anime and manga, but sometimes not. And as you may know, I've been on Twitter more and more recently, unfortunately. And something I see a lot is that people have a lot of opinions on slice of life anime. Now, whether or not you enjoy slice of life shows is entirely up to you, but what I noticed is some of the shows people bring up when talking about slice of life, like in this tweet here. Now, some of the shows this person included here are not exactly ones I'd think of when thinking about slice of life, so the question I had was, what is slice of life really? A lot of dumb people will say slice of life anime is anything that's not a shonen, which, you know, a lot of people will say slice of life is any show that doesn't have fantasy elements. It's, you know, grounded in the real world. A lot of people will just say a show is slice of life if my anime list says it is. Well, because on this channel we're men and women of science and facts, I figured I'd look up the definition of slice of life. I can't even say the genre properly, bro. This is gonna be a long video. So Wikipedia says this: slice of life describes the depiction of mundane experiences in art and entertainment. In theater, slice of life refers to naturalism, while in literary parlance, it is a narrative technique in which a seemingly arbitrary sequence of events in a character's life is presented, often lacking plot development, conflict, and exposition, as well as often having an open ending. So this was always my definition of the genre, right? But maybe this is just from, you know, a Western standpoint, right? Obviously, slice of life could have a different meaning in Japan, and especially in the world of anime and manga. Slice of life anime and manga are narratives without fantastical aspects, which take place in a recognizable everyday setting, such as a suburban high school, and which focus on human relationships that are often romantic in nature. The genre favors the creation of emotional ties with the characters. Now, obviously, this is super different from the previous definition I gave of the genre, and it's interesting. I want to go back to the general opinions some anime fans have on slice of life, you know, the common conceptions that, yeah, it's boring, and slice of life is the genre where nothing happens. Why watch that? What is there to see? And if you're going by that first definition of slice of life, then I can kind of understand. By definition, it's a genre where nothing really happens beyond the mundane. But here's the question: does something like that really exist in anime? Is slice of life like an actual thing? Let's take a show many people consider to be the quintessential slice of life show, kyuuunnn. Wikipedia and my anime list have its genre as slice of life, because I mean, it's definitely not a shonen, and there are no fantastical elements, and it takes place in a mundane school environment. So obviously it fits the anime definition of slice of life, but it doesn't really fit the original definition. Mundane as it may be, kyuuunnn does have conflict. The characters fight each other and experience obstacles to their goals, which, you know, fits the anime definition that slice of life favors the creation of emotional ties to its characters. But isn't that something you can see in like every other show ever? Doesn't Naruto create emotional ties with its characters, regardless of what you think of the quality of the show? I don't think anyone would say it doesn't, but we don't call Naruto a slice of life show. So if you can tell, the point I'm trying to make is that the definition of slice of life is so vague and inapplicable that it's really confusing when people say, oh, I love slice of life shows, they're my favorite, or I can never watch slice of life, it's so boring. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is thought to be a popular slice of life show, and I've seen many people avoid it for that reason. Oh, I couldn't watch slice of life. But Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid hardly fits any of the criteria for both definitions of slice of life. Characters have conflict. Toru struggles with her father, you know, having to come to terms with Kobayashi's mortality. Elma struggles with corrupt Japanese black companies, blah blah blah, whatever. And not to mention, it also has fantastical aspects too, obviously. And you know, there's a school setting, but it's hardly the focus. Honestly, the only slice of life box it ticks off is, you know, seemingly arbitrary sequence of events. And of course, you know, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is just one popular example. A lot of shows known for being slice of life aren't really slice of life. Man, I've heard people saying they don't want to watch Monogatari because it's apparently slice of life, and I'm like, okay, what do you mean by that? What definition of slice of life do you have that's keeping you from watching this show? Do you not like slow-paced shows with not a lot of action? Fine, just say that. That's not a slice of life thing because we just talked about Miss Kobayashi, which has some of the best animated fight scenes of the year. Are you saying that you don't want to watch a show with romantic aspects and that's what you think slice of life is? Okay, fine, just say that, because that's not a slice of life thing, because shows like Lucky Star have no romance, while a show like Evangelion, which no one would call a slice of life, is arguably entirely based around romance. So, what is slice of life then? Is it a pointless term? Do we have no reason to have the genre of slice of life be a thing? I mean, apparently it's keeping people from watching a lot of great shows because of, misconceptions, you feel me? Clearly no one knows what slice of life is and everyone has their own definition. But here's the thing, like if you ask me at least, I think the idea of genres in art is an arbitrary thing altogether. And that I hope that sometime in the future it'll be seen as obsolete. Y'all know that I work in music, and these days musical genres are almost completely pointless because every song is a blend of like 40 different musical genres, and different genres have overlapping elements, blah blah blah. The same thing can be said for, films and video games and other artistic mediums. And I get that genres are important for like cataloging purposes, but it really sucks when people will turn away from art that they might otherwise like because it falls in an arbitrary genre that's poorly defined and that might not even apply to that work of art. I don't know. It's just a thought. Let me know what y'all think, and let me know what your favorite slice of life anime and manga are in the comments. Okay, let's finish off with some questions. As always, you can ask me whatever you want about anything if you email me at askthehomiedamian@gmail.com. I get a lot, so don't feel bad if I don't get to your question. It's not like I hate you or anything. Unless your question is about JoJo, then I do hate you. Sup, Dame? You can call me Jerome. Sup, Jerome? I really love your videos, and I've watched them since your JoJo Part 2 reaction video. Hope to see some other opening top 10 like your Monogatari one. I'm about to start the last season of Monogatari, Owari Monogatari, probably one of the best seasons, and was thinking that so far I've really loved this series, and since I don't have friends who actually watched it, I wanted your opinion on which arc for you is the best. If I remember correctly, you've already said that the Sengoku arcs are your favorite, but what about the others? Last thing, this is about manga, but do you have any good psychological recommendations? Yeah, the best arc for me isn't really an arc, but it's basically the whole final half, I guess, of Monogatari Season 2. So everything from, Nadeko Medusa and onwards. As for the rest, I like Hitagi Crab, that's like the OG. I actually really like the Hanakawa arcs, like Neko Monogatari. I know some fans are like, that's the wackest part of Monogatari, but I don't know, I like it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a full tier list video of every Monogatari arc. That might be fun, because I could talk about Monogatari all day, honestly. A good psychological manga, definitely Boys Abyss. If y'all are into manga at all, I'm sure you guys know that's one of the standout, fucked up, psychological, weirdo mangas that's going on right now. If that's what you're looking for, I mean, Boys Abyss is probably the best recommendation I can give just off the top of my head right now. Hey bro, love your vids by the way. I love the careless vibes you give. Thanks. Here's my question. If you could choose 5 anime characters to have a drink at a bar with, who will you choose? Okay. I've already said Aqua because that's my girl. That's my self-insert. Fuck. This is hard. You put me on the spot, bro. Let me see. Revi from Black Lagoon because she's a bad bitch. Ryuji's mom from Toradora because I don't know. I mean, look at her. Reagan from Mob Psycho because that's the homie. And Echidna from ReZero because I don't know. I'm curious to see what she ordered at a bar considering, what her homebrewed shit is like. Ideally, it'd be like all 5 of them having a drink at the same time too, because can you imagine how wild that interaction would be? Okay, last one for now. Hello, my name is Trent. I love the content. Keep it up. What's good, Trent? The question. In your experience, do you prefer to research/read the manga of an anime before you watch it, or do you prefer to go in and do a blind/anime only watch? In some cases, it is benefited by reading the manga beforehand, Tokyo Ghoul, and sometimes it's better to just go in blind, like JoJo. Thoughts? Thanks, Damian. Good question. I'm a manga fan before I'm an anime fan, so I always like to read the manga whenever I can, but it's not like a set in stone thing where, I have to read the manga first. Like, if I see a show that looks interesting to me, I'll just watch it, and if I find out later that it has a manga, cool, I'll check it out, or vice versa, you feel me? Like, because 9 times out of 10, I end up doing both anyway. For me, I like to enjoy art the way that the artist intended for it to be enjoyed, right? And for a lot of artists, that original medium that they put their stories out first is manga. So to me, that's the way the author wants me to experience a story. So that's why I always try to check that out first whenever I can. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. If I see an anime I like, I just watch it. There are a lot of anime shows out there that have original source material manga works that I haven't read yet, and I plan to do it in the future eventually, because like I said, that's my thing, but it's not really like,
oh, I gotta read the manga, I gotta read the original source material the way the mangaka intended it.
It's just something that I like to do personally. Alright y'all, thanks for the questions as always, and again, you can send me whatever questions you want at askthehomie.damian@gmail.com. Keep an eye out for more of the commentary videos coming out, some more Homie Talks episodes every single week, Monday. That's when they come out, unless I forget or I'm too lazy to make one. But yeah, besides that, that's the video. Peace.